Hey, what's up? It's time for Delicious in Dungeon. I am exhausted. It's one of those days. I mean, I played basketball earlier today, and we didn't have any subs, so I was playing the whole game, and I'm pretty exhausted. So, just putting that out there, out front, putting that right out front. I also then did record like some videos after that, so I've just been doing a lot. Energy. I mean, energy is there. It's the breath that isn't there as much. But we'll be fine. We're gonna be watching some Delicious in Dungeon. This is an easy show to take in, to watch. So I think we'll be alright. But just putting that out there right up front. So we're doing episode 18. In the last episode, Falin showed up and we did a huge fight. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. So I don't know where we're going from here. Is it gonna continue to be like important episodes, or is it going to be, you know, like I don't know. I can never tell if this show is gonna take a step back and go back into comfy slice of lifey stuff, or if it's gonna dive further into the lore and the deep interesting narrative that they've got going on. And I'm kind of okay with either. I don't know what to expect. So I'm excited to get into it. But make sure to support this video. If you're watching this right now and you get any sort of enjoyment out of the video, support it. Liking the video, commenting down below. I love reading your comments. Tell me what you love about this episode. Tell me what you liked about my reaction. You know, timestamp moments you liked. Any of that stuff helps me out a lot. Liking the video helps me. And subscribing to the channel as well. All of it is amazing. And if you want the full-length versions of these reactions, if you want extra content, that's all on my Patreon account in the description below. We've got full-length over there. We've got early access. We've got exclusive videos. All the content from my Gent Watchers One Piece channel. So much stuff. So go check that out. But let's jump into Delicious in Dungeon episode 18.
Of course, when we try to go back down, we run into something like this.
Okay.
I don't like it at all.
A blood trail.
Blood hasn't. Besides the water, many things likely flowed through here. Humans and animals.
Okay.
Conspiracies and rumors. Money and blood.
I remember this road from before. Yeah, this is definitely the floor where the red dragon attacked us
Hmm.
and almost wiped out our party. The temperature changing isn't that strange.
It's like One
I
Piece.
prefer it being cold over it being hot.
Me too.
Snow and water.
The dungeon cleaners haven't gotten to it yet. We might be able to salvage our stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea. I thought you just wanted to see
This cold is pretty tough on
the
red dragons.
place it from your trauma.
Is that feathers?
Out we were going to defeat the mad mage. Surely you must have some kind of plan, right?
Nope.
That's also the reason the red dragon came up to a different floor and wandered around without resting.
Okay, he does have kind of a plan.
Who's
When the Golden Country fell 1,000 years ago, he was their last ruler.
Okay.
When this dungeon was initially discovered, he briefly appeared on the surface, became dust, and vanished.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
the mad mage has been
He got,
working
like,
the red dragon to
snapped?
the bone and
Marvel
thinks he's
snapped?
changing the dungeon's structure.
Remember? I told you that I tried to eat some food in there and he was so pissed at me? I only put the pieces together just now.
I like the delivery of that.
So you were
I didn't put the
living-
babies together just now.
There were records of it a long time ago, but currently our typical lifespan is about 500 at best.
Okay.
At
Only
best,
500.
huh?
That's not true. It's impossible to prolong your life with your own magic. That'd be like
Really?
someone trying to eat their own flesh to live longer.
Oh, that makes
Anyway,
sense.
if
That
he
makes a lot of
attacked us
sense.
because he thought that we were enemies of the king. Hey, you guys! Are you still following me?
Where did you go?
Oh, shit. Good. Where's Marcille? Yep, good. Oh, who else's hand is there?
Can't go on like this. Let's take shelter!
Whose hand are they bringing with them? It kind of looks like one of Shiro's crew from the hand coverings, but...
Goodness. Hey, Marcille.
Wait a
Could you
sec.
give us some light, please? This place, it kind of looks like an old prison.
where the
While
party?
there, I thought we...
Whoa! I was wondering why Marcille answered twice. Oh, are these like doppelgangers?
Let's see.
I feel like Laios would be good
My
at
guess
this.
is it's the work
Shapeshifter.
of a shapeshifter. Walk through the hills and you'll suddenly have extra companions. That's when the shapeshifter copies your appearance and blends. If they go unnoticed, they'll kill and eat the real one and take their place.
Jesus Christ.
I must eat. Well, this isn't good.
Hey,
So the 3 other me's over there reflect how the real Senshi, Marcille, and Chilchuck remember me.
Oh.
That makes sense. If you look closely, you can see each. Can we hurry and do something about this? Huh? How dare you gaze upon my visage and see that I...
scarf, but his is. And Senshi's helmet's missing holes.
True. It's cool. It's like a spot the difference game.
I don't think they're from Laios' memory.
He's not great with details.
Okay, so I was wrong when I said I thought he'd be good at this.
Let's avoid fighting unknown monsters under these circumstances.
Okay.
Reveal the fakes peacefully, and then deal with them all!
That's cool. I like that.
Or figuring this out, our fuzzy memories are being influenced. I need to hurry and settle this, or else.
Well, the blushing one I don't
Marcille,
think
they
is
have different hairstyles.
Chilchuck.
I like when I last saw her.
You're kidding! This hairstyle's unique, so you remember it, don't you?
You change your hair a decent
The
amount.
wizard made me cold, so hair is a magic user's life, you know.
They're all saying things the real one would say.
Well, they are acting. I hope you don't mean stuff like guessing your mom's maiden name.
Not that. Look at my spellbook.
We probably don't know the difference. One of them's childish though.
Yeah, one of those books is up.
The spells in her book are all messed up. Hey, that's my line.
Our personal belongings.
I like
might
this a
have
lot.
little more fakes.
Okay.
Lock 'em up with the others.
We're at a standstill. Number of fakes remaining?
Well,
3.
it's the cuter ones of all of them except Chilchuck, I think.
Let's make food.
He didn't pick up on the fact that he'd already met that cobber guy either.
We're gonna rely on his observational skills.
The meaner looking Marcille isn't Marcille, I don't think. There's one that's like glaring
Who
more.
are the imposters?
There's a possibility he might find the fakes more interesting because they're monsters.
That's true. We have to do something about this ourselves.
And the one with more fucking creases on his face isn't Senshi,
So do your
surely.
best, everyone.
Gee, thank.
Before you all start, pair up with your other self and work as a team to prepare a dish. By
That's so
having you
funny.
Perform the same assignment. Cut the meat, and then mix the eggs and seasonings.
Okay, the left
Chilchuck
one,
A sat in the hallway.
A is the real one, I
Chilchuck
think.
B sat on top of a wooden box and started prepping.
B's too cute.
When are you even?
Not to say Chilchuck isn't cute, but he's not that
Budge,
cute.
Can you get it, Laios? Pride and all that.
It's important that people help each other.
A's a little.
If you look closely, he's got some mean-looking eyes.
Yeah, mean looking eyes is what Chilchuck has.
Chilchuck is definitely much cuter.
No.
Hey, Laios.
He does have a pretty suspicious-looking face.
Oh
It
no.
might be the fake. Please continue cooking.
Dumbass.
It's, yes, I've started to compromise, but it's still not okay.
Boil the dice dryads. What do you think, Marcille?
Yeah,
I don't like it, but
definitely not Marcille.
I've
Eh?
already. So why bother complaining now? If it meant that I could say.
Look how
Falin,
serious
I'd
she
do
looks.
anything. I would also do anything to say Falin.
Yeah, this
you
is the
know?
real one.
Determination is weak in comparison.
Do I have to eat these harpy eggs to make you believe me?
They both said things the real one would say. Back to the Senshi team. So, where did you get those harpy
The
eggs
fake
from anyway?
Senshi looks
Came
so
across a
weird.
nest inside of a collapsed house.
Cut to 1 centimeter thick. As they say,
He's
eggs are
like-
perfect.
Source of nutrients.
It's like he's in fucking a different show, like
With rice
Astro
and
Boy
low
or
heat,
something.
Then season.
Speed Racer.
No one's really said anything about it, so I thought I'd check. But doesn't Senshi look a little more attractive?
Seems fine to me.
She's always looked handsome.
Wow.
Senshi is handsome. Noted. Look for a monster, huh?
It's ready.
Nice.
The one with the dour expression.
Yep.
Marcille B.
Yep.
The one who won't eat harpy eggs even if it's for Falin. Senshi A.
Yep.
The dopey
The
one.
dopey one.
That one's obviously the imposter.
What makes you think she's real?
Just a feeling.
I like the bitchy
I'll try to explain
Marcille
all of that
voice.
later.
What makes you
Let's
think
deal with the
she's
fake ones
real?
first. It's too much of a coward and lacks the strength to attack directly.
Uh-huh.
Visibility's low, and it's cold here. so it can withstand the cold and relies on smell and hearing.
This is cool, Laios.
Guess I'll have to take a page from the enemy. Time to turn the tables and make the hunter feel like the hunted.
Okay.
It's been a while, but I'll do that.
All right, Laios. Oh shit. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Wait, a hunting dog?
For as long as I can remember, dogs have always been by my side, and I've learned a lot from them. How to engage with a threat stronger than you are.
Oh my god.
Let
The
me
animation
teach
on the
you.
dogs.
You may think you're the hunter, but you're actually the one being hunted!
Oh my god. Holy shit. Whoa! That's sick!
The one who flinches first is the one who loses!
Oh my god, Laios. She just blew him up. Oh my god. Jeez, Marcille.
How come you didn't draw your weapon?
Honestly, I got too into character.
Yeah, the food with
Look what happened
leaves.
to all the food we made.
Well, first, Chilchuck sat on a wooden box. Boxes are the perfect hiding spot for mimics and tentacles. For you to not even worry about that kind of stuck out to me.
True.
For someone who respects the balance of an ecosystem, that seemed a bit careless.
Oh, cool.
Lastly, when
Yeah.
Marcille dumped the boiling water, doing something like that seemed reckless.
Hmm.
That's why it caught my attention.
So that's very perceptive in a way, but
In
all
this
related to
case,
monsters.
It was that absent-mindedness that made me think you.
Oh.
Aw.
That was some good
The
work.
fact that she didn't
I'm
even
real
think
proud
about
of
it.
you, Laios.
It should have been obvious. I mean, we've never eaten those kinds of eggs before, right, guys? Could it have been that barley
Oh my
dish?
god.
Pretty sure there were tea leaves in the bag of provisions we got.
Uh-oh.
Did you...
Huh?
Thrice.
Someone took it?
Empty.
Huh? Oh. Oh no.
Drop your
That was the
weapons,
hand
please.
before that grabbed...
Do that and we can talk peacefully.
Huh, yeah, I saw... That hand wrapping is what we saw before. Ah, man. I'm adding this song to my Spotify playlist right now. Thoroughly enjoyed that episode. That's so great. Like the way this whole episode was structured, like it was it was like a Dora the Explorer episode, you know, in terms of like, you know, Dora the Explorer, the whole point is like you want kids to participate at home. So you go like, where is the mountain? And then she's standing in front of like a barn, a mountain, and I don't know, another thing, right? And it's like, so kids can point at the TV and go like, there's the mountain, Dora, it's over there. Like, that's what this episode was, but it was a big spot the difference game. It was like, here's a bunch of characters. We're 18 episodes in, here's a quiz. How well do you know these characters? Can you pick them apart? And you could pick them apart, like I picked them apart by design and by voice, right? Because the voice actors were clearly doing different interpretations of the characters, which I also feel like this is that would work a little bit better in the dub, because I'm not saying that people cannot pick apart Japanese voice actors' different things. I'm not gonna claim that, of course not, because you can, right? But I feel like when your ear is trained to English, when your ear is trained to your native language, it is much easier to tell more subtle differences in the way that people are speaking in your native language. So I can tell so much easier in English when Emily Rudd is doing a slightly different voice, or when I'm trying to think of Marcille's voice, not Marcille, I'm trying to think of Chilchuck's voice actor, and I can't right off the top of my head. Casey Mongello or something. I can tell that he's doing like a slightly higher pitch. Like the fake ones had like a slightly higher pitched voice, and Emily Rudd's, as I said, like her voice was bitchier with the other Marcille. Like her regular Marcille was a bit dopier, and I really liked that there was. And then obviously Sungwon Cho's Senshi was like more sort of gruff a little bit, like a little more like serious sounding, I guess. When like Senshi normally talks with a lot of passion and he loves stuff, and I feel like the fake Senshi was, oh yes, of course, I really care about, it's a bit more of a lower tone. So like there were like little things like that, and then also the designs of the characters. I mean, Senshi's was like really obvious because he was like, I like how Marcel was like, isn't he less attractive than that? Like that's a pretty blunt thing to say, but yes, right, he was drawn like, he was drawn almost as a thirst trap. And then yeah, Marcel looked, as I said, bitchier and a bit like harsher, and then Chilchuck looked cuter. I like that he just looked kind of adorable. And then when he was like, that's clearly not me, everyone was like, oh no, our cute little guy, like you always look this cute. And it's funny because that just means that that's how the others see him. They see him as like adorable and they don't, their idea of him isn't like the grumpy Chilchuck necessarily. It's like, oh, he's our little brother or whatever, so I think that's funny. I mean, I wonder whose ideas were left of all of them, right? Like Senshi's last fake must have been, I feel like that would have been Laios, like the hot Senshi. Like I feel like Laios would think Senshi's like a super attractive guy, and that's kind of how he imagines him, as this rugged, cool looking dude. The cute Chilchuck I feel like was Marcille, right? I feel like that's how she imagines Chilchuck. And the sort of darker, bitchy Marcille maybe would be Senshi's, because I feel like Senshi still, like, I don't think he doesn't like Marcille, but I still think he's super suspicious of her and not, he still has his reservations. So I wouldn't be surprised if sort of the version of her that's pretty like pretty serious and doesn't capture her sort of goofiness might be Senshi's idea of her, I feel like, because he knows her the least out of them, and also she tends to get in the way of them doing the fun stuff more often. Like she tries to stop them from cooking the things they want to cook and stuff. So maybe that's my prediction at least. But I could be persuaded really anyway. I mean, tell me who you think is what, because I would be curious. But I just think that was like a really fun way to do that, and it was cool to see the way that Laios had like thought of it. His was like based on his ideas of monsters, but it was like based on him knowing his friend's reaction to monsters. Like he knows Chilchuck is traumatized by mimics, and so like he's gonna be very wary of mimics. So it's like he still does understand his friends. He's perceptive in that regard, but it's like related to his hyperfixation, which is monsters. I just want to say from the last week's episode, because last week's episode had the Shuro and Laios argument, and I was just reading some cool comments from you guys about, and I mean also I've seen stuff online with similar sentiments about how it's so cool, the portrayal of Laios, because he's like pretty clearly a character on the spectrum, and it's cool to see like the way that it's represented, and it's making people feel a bit more seen, because there's a character like Shuro who isn't communicating with him properly, and like because he's thinking these things are just obvious, you know, and because of Shuro's culture and such. But because of that, that's frustrating for Laios, because in his eyes, he is just so excited about something. He's excited about having a friend and stuff, and then he finds out that not behind his back, but like sort of that there was a misunderstanding there, and that he was actually being too much apparently, and no one ever told him, and that's frustrating for him, and people felt very seen by that and stuff. And I think that's really, really cool. I myself, I don't think I'm on the spectrum, but sometimes some people have said, no, you're definitely not. And then other people have said, oh, you might be, from the way you act and talk and stuff. So I've never gotten diagnosed. I've never done anything like that. If I am, I don't think I'm like super far on the spectrum. I don't even know the terminology. Is it far to go like further into autism or not? I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'm on the spectrum, but I still have a lot of friends that absolutely definitely are, and like I've seen this sort of behavior, and I've seen the stuff they struggle with, and I think it's really cool to see all of that in Laios as well. Why did I bring that up? I guess because I said the word hyperfixations, and that's what made me think of it. But yeah, I just think it's cool to see in this situation, like, he's perceptive, but in a different way. He's perceptive based on things that super interest him. But the things that other people see as more obvious, he doesn't quite get that as instinctively, you know? So yeah, that was really cool. And I think the other... Oh yeah, and also elves only live to around 500 in this universe. And I say only, I know some people who aren't as familiar with fantasy stuff might be like, oh, what do you mean only 500? But elves in fantasy media that I've consumed and seen live very, very long times. I can't remember what it is in D&D. Maybe it is around 500 in D&D. But like in some pieces of media, elves are kind of like functionally immortal. You have stuff like Freerin, which elves, I don't think they've given a definite time frame, but they do. They have a very long lifespan. It's probably thousands of years. I think Freerin is like over 1,000 years old, I think. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I'm pretty sure elves and Freerin are probably thousands of years. And yeah, is Lord of the Rings, is it like super, super long Lord of the Rings? I can't quite remember, because I only really saw Lord of the Rings when I was a kid, and so I remember almost nothing about it. Which kind of in the circles that I am in, not knowing about Lord of the Rings leaves me out of a lot of conversations. Like, I've seen them, but ages ago, and I remember more about the Hobbit movies than I do Lord of the Rings, just because I was older when I saw the Hobbit movies, and I haven't rewatched the Lord of the Rings movies, you know. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm done. I'm finished. That's Delicious in Dungeon episode 18. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.